why does small talk feel exhausting as we age? Are we just tired of it? Like,
yes, it's because it's like a lot of bullshit, just like stupid shit.
It's like one of those things where like you see somebody that you know at the grocery store and you avoid them.
Yeah,
right?
Because it's like, oh my god,
like I don't want to talk to this. Like it happens more often as we age, right?
Yeah,
it's like we just hide from people. Like when you're younger, you're like, hey,
yeah,
hey girl, how are you? You know. Yes. But I also think it depends on the person, right? Because you can have one really talkative, social person.
Yeah. But I to me, the small talk, it is exhausting, right? Because you want to be pleasant, you want to be attentive, you want to be like connecting.
Welcome back to We Time Convo. I'm Liza.
And I'm Debbie.
So today we're talking about something interesting. Psychology says people don't actually get lonelier as they age because they lose social skills. They get lonelier because they stop tolerating fake or surface level connections.
So we're diving into why our circles get smaller, why small talk suddenly feels exhausting, and why having fewer friends might actually mean you're evolving. So, Liza, have you noticed as you get older, I don't know, do you tend to want to make more friends, or do you tend to like be comfortable with the friends that you already have?
I am comfortable with having 2 really good friends than a bunch of friends that don't really give a shit about me.
No, but what I'm saying is, do you still find an urge? Because like obviously as you growing up, there is this, I don't know about you, but like as you grow up, you want to make connections, right? Like you want to make connections with people at school, with people, and then as you get older, people at work. Because obviously we spend a lot of time in these places.
Right.
So you want to make these connections.
Yeah.
Right. And so you put in effort to do that. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
You didn't?
I don't know. I've always been just like, okay, build a connection. If I like you, I like you. I'm not going to push it any further. If you want to stick around, right? I've just always been that kind of person.
But what I'm saying is like, so to me too, right? I've never go out actively seeking like, ooh, I want to make so many friends.
Right.
But I am open to making connections.
Well, yeah. Like what you did in the bathroom.
Yes.
At the loft. With the 7 girls that you promised Peter would get drinks. Yes, of course.
Right. So, I mean, I guess my point is that, you know, as you're younger, I think you're
kind of building.
Well, you're open.
Yes.
You're open to like connecting with people.
Right.
And so like, obviously as time goes, you've made your connections. Mm-hmm. And like you said, some people stay, some people go. You don't have any ill will to people that leave, right? Because that's just part of life. You make connections, they're really great, and then for whatever reason life happens, and then you know you guys kind of drift apart.
Yes.
But then there's constant people, and so they've gone through every chapter of your life and they've been constant. They may not necessarily be present, but they've been constant, so you can, if you need, you can reach out to them and all that great stuff.
Right.
So now, you know, we're kind of at the older stage, you know, like we're in a different stage of life, right? And so what I've found is I actually don't necessarily need to make, like, I don't think I'm necessarily open to connections.
Like you just closed yourself off.
Not necessarily close, like I'll still be friendly.
Yeah.
But I don't have a need or urge to increase my
social circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think I'm pretty content with my social circle. Does not mean that I'm not open to meeting new people, but I guess I don't really put in the extra effort to like make those connections.
Yes. So
you, as you get older, do you find yourself kind of in a similar boat where, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm open. Like, you know, doing this podcast, I meet all kinds of people, right?
Sure.
And some of them are really, really good friends and I talk to every day. But also I used to get really like butthurt, right? If like some of these people don't reach out or don't. Mm-hmm. But now it's just kind of like, oh, okay.
You've just kind
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Like I have my core group of friends and family. And of course, if I lose one of them, that would be a big loss, right?
Yeah. No, totally agree. So like I've been reading this article where it says that people just don't become lonelier. They just kind of lose social skills. And I'm kind of thinking about that, like, oh, am I losing some of my social skills?
Oh, by the way, the source is globalenglished.editing.com.
Yes.
But yes, this is an article. I don't know, because we socialize with our current friends. How would you lose social skills? Is it more of like introducing yourself?
Well,
being
it
friendlier?
talks about people becoming lonelier because they lose tolerance for the kind of surface level connection that used to be enough and haven't found anything to replace it with. So, this was published back in 2026 by Janet Brown.
In February, yes.
Yes. And it basically talks about how the article argues that people don't become lonelier because they lose social skills. Instead, they become lonelier because they stop tolerating shallow relationships.
And like you said, when we're younger, we're okay with the small talk, casual acquaintances, surface level friendships.
But as we get older, we start craving deeper, more meaningful connections. So if we don't have those, loneliness shows up.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't feel lonely.
Well, I do agree that age does change what we want from a relationship.
True.
Right? So, when we think about being younger, socializing can be easy and frequent, and even random conversations or party friends start feeling enough. Like, you have those party friends.
Yes.
But as we get older, we want more depth, more honesty, and emotional connection. And so small talk starts feeling kind of draining and meaningless. So loneliness often happens because our standards changed, not because we forgot how to connect. And I agree with that.
In what way?
Well, like I said, as you get older, you start shifting what you want in a relationship, right? Like I would say, like as you're younger, there's party friends, but like if you think about it, those party friends start to drift away because you no longer just want to party. You want to have more, I don't know, depth in that relationship. And so I do feel like as you get older, there is that shift. And so to me, I don't know, like if you want to call it loneliness, I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. I just don't feel lonely. But also, I'm a very social person. So like if I want that need to go and have small talk, like I'll just, like I went out last night, and it's like I had small talk with a bunch of people and I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I got that out of the way. Right? Like, okay, like, or I also was in the dating world. So it's like small talk and all that stuff, like I've done already.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, like if I were to go a year with just my friends, not going out, not dating, not talking to people, would that make me lonely? I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And like you said, would you, if that's what the definition of being lonely is, I'm okay with it. It's fine. As long as I have my core people and,
Yeah. So I think it is true in the sense that surface level connections stop satisfying us, right?
Yeah.
Because, actually it's interesting because I do have work, like as I was younger, I made connections with people at work and now we don't work together, but we still maintain a connection.
Yeah.
And so we still try to connect with one another. And not to say that the people that I have now at work, I don't try to connect with. I really enjoy their company. But I guess I'm in a different stage of my life where I wouldn't necessarily be calling them or I don't have their personal number.
No.
Right. But before, I have work friends that I actually had their personal number. And so we connected outside of just that work environment. But now that I'm older and I have work friends or acquaintances, we're not exchanging phone numbers to keep that connection outside of work, if that makes sense. Right? And I'm okay with that. Maybe part of it too is that they're a lot younger than me.
True. Yeah.
So I don't know necessarily if there's anything that we can connect to outside of work, right? Versus back then, my coworkers, we were all fairly around the same age, the same stage of life that we were able to connect outside of just what we were doing at work. So, I mean, like they saw Vanessa grow up like they saw her in my tummy all the way to like her, like just growing up, and they were part of her 18th birthday. You know what I mean? Like I had them come and see her at her 18th birthday because they were there.
Yes.
So that is not a superficial connection. That is a deep connection. And I continue to, foster it even outside of those moments.
Yeah.
So,
and we talk about the feeling of being lonely, right? So it's like loneliness isn't the same as being alone, according to this article. So loneliness can also feel like you're being emotionally disconnected from people. Someone can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. I agree 100%.
Yep.
Right? It's more of like a mental thing. But you could also live alone and feel completely fulfilled. It just really depends on the person, right? I don't know. I've never lived alone. I've always had people with me. Oh, yeah. What do you think
how
about
does it
that?
feel? I mean, Violet is fairly young, but your two older ones are obviously adults now.
Right.
So now you have Violet.
Yes.
And it's going to be probably a good 11 years till she becomes an adult.
Hopefully sooner, but let's not hope for that.
But I guess, once that happens, right? Like, you will, in a way, no longer be kind of like that primary, like, I mean, obviously you'll always be their mom, but you're not going to be like front and center. They're going to have their own lives.
Yeah.
And so now, how's that going to feel for you?
Me and David split times. We co-parent, right? So ever since we split up, maybe that was, it's been 4 years.
Wow, really?
So, I mean, at first when we split up and we split the custody 50-50, I was home by myself while he had the kids. And it was scary because I really didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do? So I kind of got a head start with that because, again, like I started dating. I went back to school. I kind of figured myself out a little bit more. My love for reading, I read, I did, I just learned to sit alone with myself and enjoy my own company.
So in that stage,
Yeah.
did you ever feel lonely?
I did at first because, you're in a relationship we were together for almost 20 years.
Wow.
Right. And it's like to jump from like having somebody there every day, having a partner every day, having to talk to somebody every day to just not completely like losing all of that. Absolutely. It was lonely. It was to the point where it was insufferable. Like I was just like, what the fuck? Like I can't be alone. I can't do this. But I also learned to sit in my discomfort and kind of let it pass. And now I love it. Like I love those days where I'm just like, oh my God, I get to be home. No kids, nothing. Just me, myself, and I. Like I love it. And you know how it is. When you were out of your previous relationship.
Yes.
And Vanessa was already older.
Yeah. No, I definitely, if you've never been alone, I think it's really important to kind of figure out, like, because you really figure out what you can and can't do.
Yes.
And what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for sure. When Vanessa's dad and I went our separate ways, and it was really apparent that, he lived in another, part of the country, part of the state, and I did. That was, it was tough.
Yeah.
But you learn to sit in that discomfort.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You learned how to sit in it, and you learned how to like realize how strong you can be. Yeah. Because that bond is really hard.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I agree with you. It was lonely, but then once you realize that you're alone, you never feel lonely. I think you start to like enjoy it.
Right. Yeah. I think it just comes down to how much you really want to see yourself and how much you really, how comfortable you are, right? With like at first sitting with the discomfort and then actually finding yourself. Like there's so many things that I found out about myself that I would never think to do if I was still in a relationship, if I like, traveling alone, traveling out of the country, doing this podcast, right?
Yeah.
So it's really just stepping out of that comfort zone. So like, yeah,
So let me ask you a question. Now that kind of we've talked about this, can you think of any friendships that you had that you just kind of outgrew?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that happens a lot in high school, right? And then you realize who your real friends are because they're the ones that actually stick around.
Yeah.
But there are also ones where like I had a friend out of high school who we lived together, right? And we in our 20s, we just partied all the time. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, typical 20-year-old things, right? And I met David. And I realized I was like, oh, I kind of want to be in this relationship and I kind of want to settle down. And I kind of just outgrew that friendship, right? Because it's like I was spending more time with him. I was kind of getting tired of staying up late, and we kind of just outgrew that life. And it's funny because we didn't keep in touch. Like, we were Facebook friends for years and years, and then when I became single, we connected again. And it's just kind of like we're doing the same thing in our 20s. We're going out. You do outgrow friendships because your life changes, right? Your interest changes, and it's to the point where it's like, okay, we don't really have anything in common. Why am I going to stick around?
But you said you reconnected.
We did.
So do you have things in common now?
Well, yeah, because we're single moms now.
So that's the commonality.
Yeah. And I think we're just too fucking old, right? We're just like too old for that. We've outgrew, well, I don't want to say we outgrew the party life because I was out with her last night. But you do outgrow, and then you grow, and then you come back together. So, but there are, like I said, you realize, I think, when you kind of get older, who your true friends are and who sticks around for you. But yeah, what's your take on this?
Yeah, I definitely, I mean, like I have, I think about like the friends that I used to have when I was younger, and a lot of them, we probably stay connected via social media.
Yeah.
But it's not to the point of like, hey, I mean, obviously we can reach out to social media and we can say, hey, let's get together, let's connect. But I have no desire to do that because it takes effort, right? And I like the fact that, yeah, you were at one part of my life, and like, yeah, we can stay connected via social media. But I have people that live like 15 minutes away from me that I'm definitely a lot closer to, and I can't even find time like hanging out with them. So, as I get older, my cousin, she was telling me like, time is value. She values her time. And so she's not wasting time with people that she doesn't, it's not a knock to other people, right? She's just, I have very limited time between my personal life, my, family, and then my work. And then obviously anything that's left over is everything outside of that.
Right.
And so time is very valuable. And she's like, I'm okay saying no. And so I was like, wow, that's true.
That's a great boundary.
Yeah. And so I've kind of followed in that footsteps, right? Is, I look at my time as valuable, even if the way I spend my time may be like wasteful. Like I'm probably just at home watching TV or Netflix, but that's what gives me peace,
right,
to reset. Right. And so, like I said, I've had friends, and I have very fond memories of these people because they shaped my childhood.
Right.
They shaped my young adult life, right? But there's so many things that filled it after that I don't know necessarily if I want to make that additional effort to make that connection again.
Right.
Because you're reconnecting, right?
Yeah. And to your point, like it's also who you spend time with, right? I do have some friends that we're friends. Yeah, we're friends. We make plans. And I kind of like, okay, well, we're going to go out on Sunday. And I kind of sit there and I think, do I want to spend my time with this person? No, really, like, what is this going to, me spending time with this person, what is it going to do for me?
Yeah.
Would I like to spend time with this person, or would I like to spend time on my own?
Yeah.
And I will cancel plans.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, and not to sound fucked up, it's like, you're not worth my time, like, and I've gotten really, really good at doing that.
Yeah.
Is just kind of like, or just telling, some people would be like, hey, we should hang out sometime. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, in the back of your head, you're like, you're just saying, gosh,
I stop and think, like, is my time really worth like hanging out with this?
Yeah, no,
I don't want to sound like fuck, like I'm so valuable. I'm so, like I'm the shit. Hang out. It's just, I think about me.
No, and I think that's so important. And I think that's probably evolution as you get older, right? You start realizing time is a lot more precious. When you're younger, it's just kind of infinite.
Yes.
So I think I know the answer to this, but is it better to have 3 deep friends or 30 casual ones?
Like you said, it's hard. It's hard to even maintain having 3 really good friends, right? Can you imagine trying to work your schedule around 30 casual friends or keeping up with 30 friends, texting? No, I would rather have 3 deep friends.
I knew that as an answer. Me too.
Yeah. But some people also like just love like the group setting, right? They just love having, people just love that. And I think it's just younger people.
Yeah, like I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Like, so when I was younger, it was always such a bitch to get people together.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because everybody had a different schedule, but you're like, I want everybody to be there, right? Yeah. And so there's a lot of effort to like lock down so everybody can show up.
Yes.
Then like now the way I do things is, you know what? Let me pick, depending on what the event is, let's decide who the core people that should be on that event.
Yes.
Right? And if you can get those core people to
that's all that matters.
Then that's matters. Yeah. And then you open up to everybody else. And if everybody else can make it, great. If they can't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
But I'm no longer putting in the effort of trying to get 10 people to come to an event, which I probably would have done when I was younger because I wanted everybody there. Now I've realized that, you know what, as long as it's these 3 people that can commit and we've all committed to this date, then let's open it up to the remaining 7. And if they can make it, great. And if they can't, that's fine too. Because the 3 people that committed, those are really the core that needed to be there anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's kind of like the shift that I've done.
Yes. Yeah, I think pretty much when you get older, that's just how it is, right?
Yeah.
So another question, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why does small talk feel exhausting as we age? Are we just tired of it? Like,
yes, it's because it's like a lot of bullshit, just like stupid shit.
It's like one of those things where like you see somebody that you know at the grocery store and you avoid them.
Yeah,
right?
Because it's like, oh my god,
like I don't want to talk to you. Like it happens more often as we age, right?
Yeah,
it's like we just hide from people. Like when you're younger, you're like, hey,
yeah,
hey girl, how are you? But I also think it depends on the person, right? Because you can have one really talkative social person.
Yeah. But I to me, the small talk, it is exhausting, right? Because you want to be pleasant, you want to be attentive, you want to be like, you want to be like connecting, right? Because you're doing the small talk thing. Yeah. But it is exhausting.
And it just seems fake.
Well, it definitely is.
Yeah.
So that's why like sometimes like even when we're together, like us as a group, if I'm quiet, I'm okay being quiet. You know what I mean? Like you guys are okay with me being quiet. Like it's just I don't have to like put on that act, I guess is my point.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the small talk is exhausting because you don't want to be the Debbie Downer, right? And so you do try to make this effort to not be the Debbie Downer in a small talking situations, but sometimes you're just not in the mood.
No. Oh, honey, try dating. Like it was to the point so since I've been single, I've been on 80 first dates.
80?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's
dates. Crazy.
80 different men, right? Oh. By the time I hit 60, I was just like, I want to make a pamphlet and I just want to fucking give it to these people because I'm tired of saying where I work. I'm tired of telling them my favorite color. I'm tired of telling them I have 3 kids. It's just like, I was a bitch. Like at date 60, I was just like, fucking like let's go. Like I'm done. But what kind of person did that make me? And then at that time I was like, I'm going to stop this. Like I'm going to take a break from dating, which I have been. And it's just the small talk is insufferable, especially if it's somebody that you don't care for or like, right?
I don't know. I mean, but you know what they say is like, you shouldn't necessarily like expect like instant chemistry.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think that's like another myth as you like go into this single life trying to connect with somebody is that there should be automatic chemistry.
Yeah.
But they say that you shouldn't really bank on that. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't, because there's also the slow burn, right?
Yeah.
Like there's also like, okay, we're not connecting here. But then as you get to know this person, you're like, wow, we actually really click.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But we talk about small talk, but like, how about like deeper, meaningful conversations? Are you like, do you ever get burnt out from those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. There has to be like a fine line, right?
I don't like, that's too much for me.
But see, that's what I love about our friend group though, is that like, we don't really have a lot of deep, like, I think there are like one or two times where we had like really, really deep, like tearful conversations, and it was fine. But I think like we laugh a lot.
Yes, we do.
We talk about nonsense.
I mean, we're very, I don't know. I think we all have this mode of like, we got to be happy.
Yes.
Like this has to bring joy to us. Like when we're together, we want joy.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's one of the reasons why we don't really like have any type of drama. We really don't have any drama.
No.
Because I think we all, like, our fundamental principle is this has to be a positive experience. And if it's not a positive experience, none of us want it.
Right.
And so that to me is just the principle that I think we all have. Yeah. Right. And nobody, none of us is like, we don't have that negativity.
No. I think we have a good balance of like playful bullshit, like banter.
Yes.
And the deep, meaningful conversations.
Well, and I think that's like the part of like just us as friends, right? Like,
and we're all different.
Well, the thing is that we can come together with our shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can come, like we don't, so for you listeners out there, it's not like we get together and we're all like so happy.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's not like we come together and we're all happy. Like some of us have a bad day and we're together, but it's okay to have a bad day and come together because you're still willing to enjoy the time with each other.
Yes.
Right. And then like, so if you came to me with like like you had a bad day and you'll say like, my day was fucking shitty.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then we'll be like, you want to talk about it? Or do you want to just move on and like, we talk about something else? Yeah. And so I think to me, that is probably the beauty of our friendship.
Right. I love it.
So, but anyways, so as we get older, so the less we want to be socially busy, which I 100% agree.
Yes.
And the more we want to be emotionally understood, which I completely agree. Because like we have emotions behind this, right? Yeah. And I think in our own way, we understand like you're going through like this or that. And like we're here to just like support you.
Yes. Yeah. I agree 100%. I think the one thing that will, there's many things that irritate me, but the one thing that irritates me is not being heard and not being listened to. I think that's all I could ask for. Like, yeah, you can make me laugh. Sure, we can talk about this show. But I want to make sure as a friend, as a partner, like that you hear me, right? And it can't be one-sided.
Yeah.
And I've realized that a lot. And like, again, I'm going to, talk about dating, is that there are a lot of people that don't see you or hear you. And I've learned to just let it, okay, I'm done with you. I get really sick of emotionally potty training men, but at the same time, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to change you.
Sure.
Right? Like, I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to emotionally like hold your hand and tell you what I want. And I think that's why it's been so hard for me to find my person, is because I require a lot of emotional labor. I'm going to tell you that. It can be a lot for one person.
Sure.
But it can be something very small for the right person. Right?
Yes.
So,
yes. And that's a great way of putting it.
And if I don't find that person, I'm so fine with being alone, because I would rather be alone and sit in my own company than be with someone where I'm going to try to like change you or tell you how to treat me.
Well, yeah. And that's a lot of effort.
It is.
You're going to exert.
Yes. Yeah. So like I said, like you can have somebody that is just fun to be around, that makes you laugh all the time.
Yeah.
But they also have to like hear you
and
see you. So It's funny because my sister's fiance, he loves having meaningful conversations. Like, we could be drunk as hell, and he's just like, Liza, like, I love how you've grown, and like and sometimes it's nice, like I can have these meaningful conversations with him, but he has them all the time.
So it becomes a little exhausting.
Yes, it does. So sometimes I'm just kind of like, oh, here we fucking go again. But Annan, I love you, but I think he knows sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to talk about you stupid shit.
No, I 100% agree. It's so funny that you say that, because I also get exhausted with like emotional like conversations.
Yes, sometimes you just want to like, are we like totally like not even making sense, because we talk about how small talk is insufferable. We talk about how deeper right?
Oh, it is funny.
Yeah, there has to be. They're
valid.
Yeah,
like there's something in the middle.
Yeah. So do you think social media friendships replace real ones?
They don't replace it. That I would never say that they would replace your real friendships.
Yeah.
But they definitely have a place.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. Like, that's actually a really good question.
Well, you know, I went out, you know how I went out last night?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of these friends that, you know, it was my friend Bev's birthday, and a lot of her friends are acquaintances. Like, we're friends on social media.
Sure. And
it's amazing because, like, some of them know more about my life than my actual real friends. They're like, oh my God, so how's school? And oh my God, Violet's birthday is November 20th. I was like, what? Like, you know all this about me through social media.
That's
and
crazy.
I thought it was amazing. Like, wow.
That is crazy.
And I don't like look at their social media like that, so I don't know shit about them, you know. So I think they can replace real friendships, because like, this person took the effort or knows all this stuff about me and wants to know this stuff about me, you know, cares to look at my stories every day, and really, really wants to know what I'm up to. Right.
That's awesome.
So I don't know. I feel like it can replace some friendships, but maybe not the
core ones.
The core ones. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah. I have some like social media friends that I've met through friends or family.
Yeah.
And it's great because when you get together, it feels good, but we never extend outside of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's never like we extend because we have social media, but we never extend to like, hey girl, what are you doing? Like, hey, you want to go out you know, this weekend, or you want to grab some new drink, or you want, like, it never extends to that.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Surface level friendships.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. That's totally fine.
Yeah. But I think, like I said, it's a place in my life. I have some really great friends. And so I barely have time for them.
Yeah.
Right? I barely have time for them. So it doesn't make sense for me to increase my, circle.
Do you ever have a lull in your life where you're just like, you don't want to, it takes so much effort and energy to just even talk to like your core friends. Like, you just want to be alone for weeks?
I don't think I make a conscious decision to say like, oh, I just want to be alone. I just think that there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
But I'm always up for, like, if somebody was to reach out and say, hey, how are you doing? And, do you want to grab a drink? And I definitely would love to make time.
Right.
But I don't think I consciously make a decision to say like, oh, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I think it just happens that way.
Right. Yeah. I agree. So
yeah,
I guess you just have to find that balance, right? Of keeping up with your social skills and then also having like the deeper, meaningful conversations with your core people.
Yes. So I agree. Lonely does not necessarily mean that you feel alone.
Right. So it's the connection that you have with people. So yeah, this article was very interesting. I really liked it because it's one of those articles where it's like totally obvious, right? But do you actually think about this stuff?
100%.
Yeah. Like it's a deeper, meaningful article, right?
Yes.
So thanks, Irene, for introducing this. I really like this conversation.